Morning peeps, I'm back. I've got a new sponsor today, lemon barley. Reaches the parts that other squashes don't reach. Or in fact the opposite, isn't it? Because if you saw what happened with the black currant and apple the other day, you'll know why I've switched drinks, So no more of Az's favourite. We've moved on. I'll tell you what, this is a lot more refreshing and feels a lot better after a run, because I've just been out. Really nice run. It's lovely and sunny outside, 25 degrees, and lovely morning it is, peeps. So, much better that is. Right, so let's crack on with it. So I've had a pretty average week, to be honest, although people say it's a good score, but I'm not convinced. So let's have a look. I've got 70 points. Nice green arrow, but I don't think it's as good as it looks because we're at Gameweek 15, and what tends to happen at this time of the season is we all start overtaking those teams that have used all their chips, dead teams, and all those sort of teams, even though there is apparently a dead team still in the top 100. He hasn't made a chance for all season, and he's still in the top 100. But we are gradually overtaking them. The siev's working, and the cream's gradually rising to the top. And the teams that were like 100, 150 points ahead of us even, were now starting to overtake them, because they used all their chips, don't know what they're doing, messing about and all that type of thing. And they're gradually being filtered down their rankings. But it's a good green arrow, basically Palmer. Well, I was very surprised what an impact it made, that Palmer captaincy, because I kind of assumed that everybody had captained him. But it turns out a lot hadn't. And I think what it was is people don't take as much care over their vice captains as they probably should do. And those ones that didn't realise that Nigmatra's off might have had it on, they might have had it on Fernandez or Saka. Not because they thought they were the best option, but because they hadn't given it really much thought. They didn't really expect to have to put it to the test. And if they had, they might well have gone Palmer. So he was a lot more differential than he probably would have been otherwise. So it meant a big green arrow. And Solanke helped a little bit. Now, peeps, one rule I do not agree with FPL is the way they change the bonus points at the end of a round. It's very frustrating. Haaland lost a point. Solanke lost a point. FPL's pressing enough sometimes without waiting till we update and then finding out you're losing a point. Sort it out on the day like you used to. It was better. It doesn't improve anything with the new system. It's just an annoying feature that we don't really want, isn't it? Now, we've already talked about the rest of these pricks that played on Saturday, like Verbruggen and all those people. Absolute disaster class. And can't wait to get rid of you, So Cunha and out 8-0. I see a lot of people not happy with them. Talking about getting rid of them this week. I won't be. I'll be waiting 2 weeks. And we won't talk about all that, and we'll have a brief look at that in a minute. What I want to tell you is why I'm not that happy with my 70 points, because a lot of you, I say it's a good score and everything. But we'll go and look at this league that we follow, that I've made up. Well, I've put together a few content creators into this league. And have a look at the scores this week. Well, I thought I'd got rid of ads, but they're still there. And it's always that bloody Bakar that's got an ad next to him. He's the one who needs sweeping up. It's ridiculous. So let's have a look. So Andy, now we've got to give Andy some applause, peeps. 92 points, even though it's been achieved by supernatural means, because he's got blooming Saliba. And Andy and Saliba have got some kind of weird relationship going on. Something unnatural about it. Whenever there's Andy, there's Saliba. You remember that, the infamous start of last season with the big leak, when he told everybody that Saliba was playing and that Gabriel wasn't, and that, gave himself a massive head start. And of course Saliba rewarded him with lots of points at the start of last season. Now he's got Saliba in, and it's happening again, So my tip for the week, if you see Andy buy Saliba, just buy him. It doesn't matter if his fixtures are bad or his stats are bad. If you see him buy him, get him. This is what Bakar does. He sees Andy buy someone, he buys him. Or maybe it's the other way around, but something not right there. But I think seriously what it is when Gabriel's not playing, Saliba gets in the positions Gabriel would be in, and he's really productive during those times. Once Gabriel comes back, I don't think Saliba will be as productive, and Gabriel will be the better pick. But whenever Gabriel goes out and you don't own Saliba, I think you have to worry, because that is when Saliba gets his points. We'll all know that, and it's hurting us, isn't it? Us people without Saliba, and it's taking Andy a long way up the rankings. I mean, 192 points is ridiculous. Fair play to him. He's a patient manager. I mean, he's had Fernandes since the season started. Took a lot of stick for it. But he's probably been vindicated in a way, because I don't know what the average score would be for Fernandes now. I mean, I think for me, he's averaged 8 points a game for when I've owned him. But Andy's had him all season. But it's probably up to like average of 5 points a game or whatever. So it's not terrible. And he's kept Real. Doesn't have Cunha like everybody else. So at least he's gone a bit different. And this is why he's climbing up the rankings. I'm still convinced he made a mistake with triple Arsenal. He's got away with it, because that prick Saka is letting the side down. You've got Palmer doing really well for premiums. You've got Salah doing really well. Even Haaland's getting points. Saka, step up. Teach Andy a lesson, for Christ's sake, because it's your turn. Do something, Saka. Not just in Champions League, do it in the league. And don't get your goals disallowed like you did this week. Stand in the right place. Because this is allowing Andy to get away with it. And so's Cunha. Cunha needs to step up. Punish him for not having him. Because you've got to do it quick. There's only 2 weeks to go. So as you're watching this, Cunha, pull your socks up, keep your manager his job, and get a couple of goals. Right, so that's him. Now he is super cleaner Bakar, sweeping up. 85 points. He's done pretty well. Good. Alright, so let's do a pool robot. What's the blooming pool robot, peeps? It's intelligent and simple. Sounds a bit like me. Right, well, it cleans your pool anyway. So right, let's have a look. What's he got? We don't even have to look, do we? Because we know who he's got. Same as Andy. Raul, Solanke, Buemo, Saliba. See? Enough said. Right. Let me get down to what I call the more normal scores, I mean, you're going to not be unhappy with this 70 points. I mean, I'm not unhappy with 70. But as we can see, it's not particularly noteworthy. It's in the pack. So there's like Joe was 73, Fabio 72, Mark 72, Rudy 68, me 70, Harry 68, Wag 68, and then Late Riser on 61 and Az on 59. Now, Late Riser, after Saturday he was on 37 points, I think. He was leading this league, looking pretty good, wasn't he? But the problem, once again, is Haaland. I mean, I feel almost sorry for people with Haaland, because they're being so severely punished, aren't they? I mean, Haaland got a goal, so the captaincy wasn't a disaster for him. But then for Palmer to go and score 36 points when so many are on him, it's like killed him. He's gone from first to next to last for a game week. He was on a bit of a roll the week before, and Haaland's it can't keep going, can it? Sooner or later, Haaland is going to be the one, and everyone else is going to blank, and Haaland's going to get 2 or 3 goals. And it's going to, when it happens, it's going to make a massive difference, to Late Riser's rank. But in the meantime, he's getting punished. He's still at 1.5 million when everybody else is kind of getting up there now. We'll have a look actually. Az was bottom. I mean, he did get rid of Haaland, but he still came bottom anyway. But would he have come bottom? He might have done even worse if he had Haaland, because he would have probably captained Haaland, wouldn't he? Seeing that Saliba was out. Oh, there's a cat in the garden. I just can't win, peeps. Yesterday it was a dog, now it's a one-eyed cat. Black, one eye. It's probably Andy's cat, isn't it? It's black, one eye. There'll be a witch coming around the corner next. And it's all to do with him and Saliba. You know, there's supernatural forces at play. And so, you know, my big tip for the week, just follow Andy and Saliba and see what they're doing, because they're interlinked. You know, they're like chips and vinegar. You know, you can't have one without the other. So anyway, peeps, I've lost the shred. I'll tell you what, we'll order it by total to see if I'm still ahead of people. Right, so we've got Harry at the top, 29k. Wag at 165k, she's still doing well. And Fabio's gone above me. No taxing this week, peeps. Fan. Because I'll tell you why I need a bit of cooling down. Because look who's only 1 point behind me. I was about 70 points ahead of Andy a couple of weeks ago. And now he's only 1 point behind me. Saliba's got a lot to answer for, I tell you. So he's climbing the charts real quick. He's overtaken Joe. There's only 3 points in it, and 2 points behind Joe is Picard, who's also creeping up with Andy. And then down the bottom, Mark, Late Riser, and Az. And you know, Late Riser's interesting. It's only going to take 1 or 2 good weeks. He did catch up last week, didn't he? He's on 877. I'm on 940, so he's only 64 points behind me. Massive captain from Haaland, could see him close that gap real quick, peeps. Anyway, that's enough of them, because what I want to show you now is a proper league. This is my community league. So if you did get less than 70, unlike all this and that lot, this is far more representative of what people were getting this week. You know, we've got a 49 in there, 51, 55, 56, 53. So, you know, not everybody got great scores. A lot of people didn't get Palmer captain, and which is why I went up so many places more than I expected, because not everybody did captain. And I think that was why, because of the vice captaincy, and people don't take it so seriously. Now, one person who did make a proactive effort was Steve-O. Now, he had a really, really interesting week. It must have been horrible for him. So he took an 8-point hit. I think he was on minus point. He was on -7, I think, after Saturday. And so the only person he had on Saturday was Managerial. So he was on like -7 after Saturday. He wasn't happy. And then the next day, Palmer went crazy and got 18. So everyone had 36 from Palmer. And he was still on about 20 points. You know, he has to do his live streams and everything. It can't have been a lot of fun. And even up until half time in the West Ham game, he was like still only on about 20 points. But then Bowen got a golden assist. And suddenly he's kind of lifted himself up above the average score. You know, he's 50 odd, doesn't sound great. But it's still only like 10 points behind the people who got 60. So it's not a disaster. And you've got to applaud him for his bravery there, because you know, it's good to be different and be brave and try things, but he wasn't even let down by Palmer really, or Bowen. It wasn't the captaincy that stuffed him up, it was the fact that all of his support cast let him down. People like Jackson, what's that cat's running off now? Somebody's probably scared him, that raven that's hanging around by Saliba outside has scared the cat off. Right, so Captain Bowen, and he'd be feeling better about his week, but what a roller coaster. And this is why people are scared to be too different, because when you zig and everyone else zags, it can be harrowing. You know, imagine being on -7 after Saturday. I mean, I think I was only on 6, but even so, and then the cat Palmer thing, you know, if you didn't have Palmer, it was gut wrenching, wasn't it? Especially if you had Saka as captain and saw his disallowed goal. What's happening here? Is that Trent? He's taking a free kick, I think. Remember Salah had to get a penalty, didn't he? Oh, Trent did. He scored from a free kick. Now that takes us to, we'll have a quick look at price changes. Timber and Hallmark going up, which is significant for me, and Vardy, Raya and Saka, no one of note, dropping. Right, so we'll have a quick look at this. So make it quick, we don't want to be all day, peeps. A lot to do. I have actually, fuck it, shit. I've got a lot to do, I better crack on. Right, so Fernandez in, yes. So I'll beat Fernandez. This is my team for next week. Swap Fernandez for Saka. Salah make Palmer captain. Yeah, Palmer captain this week. I'm not going for Salah. Palmer at home to Brentford's better. Save for team. 16. Right, so everyone's got a good fixture. Major dilemma, Solanke to Isaac. I created the money by bringing in Semenyo so that I can do Solanke to Isaac. People are saying it's stupid to take out Solanke before Southampton, but is it? I mean, he's got Liverpool after. Isaac's got 2 really good fixtures, and Tottenham have also got a game away in Europe on Thursday night. So I'm going to wait and see, but I don't think it's wrong to swap them. I do think Isaac's a better option for the next 2 weeks. The only thing in Solanke's favour is he's cheaper and he doesn't use a transfer. So do those things balance out? Can Solanke score more than Isaac? Of course he can, but I think in probabilities do favour Isaac. Although with the manager under a lot of pressure with Tottenham, you are going to be fully focused on that Southampton game. So there's not going to be any chance of rest. Could Isaac get a rest? Could Wilson get a start? You never know, do you? You never know. It's unlikely, but it could happen. Now, my only player with a bad fixture is Pau Torres. I've also got shitty bench cover if Gabriel doesn't play. I'm going to have to go with Robinson away at Liverpool, which I don't really want to do. Howard Bellis at home to Tottenham. Don't know really. I'll go Robinson probably. But I can't see Pau Torres keeping a clean sheet. I've got 2 free transfers. I can either do nothing or change Pau Torres. Now I've got the exact money to do Pau Torres to Timber. For the exact money. But the problem is I don't want to do an early transfer this week. I also haven't yet checked up on how many game weeks White's going to be out, what their options are. I mean, he played on the left the other day, didn't he? And he wasn't very good. He didn't play on the other side he normally plays on. So I'm not sure about Timber. And also if I get Timber and Solanke plays in Europe and I decide I want Isaac or whatever, I can't do it because I'm on 0 money, or if someone else gets injured, so I don't want to make an early transfer, so I've ruled that out. The other option is to get Hall in for Newcastle, looks a decent option. I'm also looking at Munoz, although their fixtures aren't the best. You know, we've got Brighton away and Arsenal at home. If I want Munoz, I'm thinking of getting him in later. He could well be my replacement for Aït-Nouri. I think that's a better play with him. Replace him, because that would be game week 18. And that's the time to get Munoz in for Aït-Nouri, I think. They're pretty similar, aren't they? Both attacking, but Munoz plays for a better team. So I'm looking at that as a potential replacement for Munoz. So for this week, if I replace Pau Torres, it's either going to be Newcastle for Leicester and Ipswich, although the following fixtures aren't fantastic, but then there's 4 really good ones coming out. So there's him, And there's a Chelsea defender. Yeah, that's the other option. But Chelsea haven't got a great defence. So it's like whenever I ooh and ah about playing someone, I always say, well, I might play them because Chelsea aren't great defensively. I don't want a Brighton one because I'm sick of Brighton with Bruggen. Or there's Trent, but Trent takes two transfers. I'd have to take out Pau Torres and Fernandes. And who would I replace Fernandes with? Because I don't need him this week anyway. Whoever I brought in, I wouldn't need this week because all 7 attackers are great. And the following week, Fernandes is home to Bournemouth, and then the week after that he's away at Wolves, so he's okay for the next few weeks. Robinson's at home to Southampton. He's another one you could bring in if you haven't already got Robinson. I mean, obviously he's got a hard fixture with Liverpool, but this Southampton fixture at home is really appealing. Really appealing. I'm looking forward to that. And then the following week is when Aït-Nouri's got to go, and that is when I can change him for Munoz. So you don't have to go Liverpool and you don't have to go Arsenal, but of course you do increase your chances of clean sheets by going for them. That's not a great fixture for him there, is it? But you haven't got great fixtures actually that week for my defenders. Difficult week for defenders, that one. But if I change Pau Torres this week, I'll have to make sure it's someone who's got a good fixture in game week 18. Arsenal again, you see, isn't it? Look at Arsenal's next 3 fixtures. This is why people want Arsenal defence, isn't it? But like I said, if I get Timber, he is obviously the best pick, isn't he? But the trouble is he limits me elsewhere. So sometimes having the best pick in one position isn't necessarily better for your overall team. Who have Newcastle got that week? Really? Tottenham defender's not out of the question either. Southampton this week. Then in the week when I need one, Forest away's not easy either, is it? Man United with Wolves that week. Their defence has been looking awful as well, hasn't it? Bournemouth defenders a possibility too, isn't it? A lot of people got Kirkers in. So I don't know, peeps, I don't know. Where are we? So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing basically. So anyway, we'll last review, shall we? Last thing, we'll last review. Have I got time to ask review? I have. I've got to go to the doctor actually in about 10 minutes. Alright, let's have a look. Solve it. Get solving. So this is what the computer's going to tell me to do this week. I did it on a quick one. It's all defenders. It's always defenders with me. It always wants me to get a defender. It doesn't even want me to get Timber. It wants me to get Colwell. I mean, I support Chelsea, and I want to have a Chelsea defender, but I'd like someone a bit more exciting than Colwell. And so it thought about Timber then, didn't it? And then changed its mind again. Yeah. Pau Torres to Colwell. It's one I've been looking at. So at least this week it's actually picked something. It's not doing stupid ones this week. Although Robinson to Colwell, I disagree with completely. I don't like that. I don't like this either because I don't like taking Cunha out now. I'd rather wait 2 weeks. And like I said, I don't want to take Robinson out. I don't think that's the best way for me to get Trent. I think the best way for me to get Trent is to take Fernandes out. Pau timber, decent I think. But like I said, it narrows my options if anything happens. And no transfers a bit further down the list. And Hall's down the list as well. Let's have a quick look at its overall thingies, projections. How do we get them up, peeps? Team planner. Right, I'm not going to put this out straight away, this video, I think, so I'm going to have to go to the doctor and then come back and put it on YouTube. Right. I'm waffling now, aren't I? Let's have a look. Right, now I've had enough. I'm putting my one-eyed cat's back. Right, that's it, peeps. I'm off. I've had enough. You've had enough. I'm waffling, and I don't know if I'll be back this week. But like and subscribe anyway. I'll talk to you all later. And remember, if you see a black cat, a raven, or anything else suspiciously supernatural, it'll have something to do with Andy and Saliba. Okay then, peeps. So take care, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later anyway. So cheers for now. Bye, peeps.